Alright, we've done Broly. We've done Bojack. I think I'm going to do... Let's do Godku. He's the newest. Alright. So, Godku. He is a ranged, high DPS, low mobility. I wouldn't say a sniper. He does have like a sniper-like ability, but like, I feel like his big thing is his DOT damage. That's kind of saying damage at the end is kind of redundant. His passive. So, as he damages people with his skills and his rush attack, excluding his ultimate, he builds this bar underneath his health bar. When it maxes out, then it will activate X amount of buffs. So the buffs include like the cooldown to like all of his abilities. Like all of his abilities just get shortened cooldowns. And for a limited amount of time, they will also do increased damage, like all of his skills. This is actually really good for him because his skill 2 doesn't actually go on cooldown. So it's more like it's refilling. Like instead of it being an actual like ability that you use and it goes on cooldown, it's more of like a meter that you can empty and then will refill over time. And then whenever you activate the passive, it just doesn't deplete that meter. So you just get to use his skill 2 infinitely, which is very, very good. His X attack or his rush attack, pretty decent. Has a decent range as well, and as you can see here, it goes over walls. So like, if you want to be kind of cheeky, you can like go hide in the clouds and see if you can snipe them through the walls. But his range isn't so good that he will be able to hit them unless they're hugging the wall. Unless it's like a specific circumstance, but we'll get to that. His skill 1 fires like energy blast on both sides of them. They don't show it here, but you want to be careful not to do this next to a wall, because if you are standing next to a wall, the energy blasts will not spawn depending on what side the wall is on. So, say you're like, you're just kind of fighting near the top lane and like you happen to be trying to snipe boss, but you're like standing next to the wall, only half of your energy attacks will spawn and you will not do as much damage as you should. But that being said, if you do manage to hit this attack, it is insane damage. Like one of the highest burst damage abilities in the game, like up there with like Piccolo skill 1. But they made it that big of a damage dealer because it is very difficult to hit. Like if I were the Vegeta right now on screen, I could literally dash forward or even dash left or right, and all of them will hit me or all of them will miss. I could even dash backwards, and they would just go on either side of me. This is a very, very difficult move to actually hit, but when you do, you get very big rewards for it. On top of the high damage that it does movement speed debuff. But that's only if 2 or more of the energy attacks hit the person. But still, it's a very good passive to have because it makes it not only does it do high damage and you can use it as a sniping move, but you could also use it to get away because God Goku does not have any mobility abilities, so having something that can slow the enemy down for a second will help you get out of certain situations. Skill 2. Like I said, it doesn't actually go on cooldown. It is like a meter that you have to wait for it to refill, but it works very similar to Super Saiyan 3's Kamehameha, except for the fact that you can move as well. It does really decent damage, has a really long range, but it is a bit thinner than the hitbox is a bit thinner than Super Saiyan 3's. But I mean, it makes up for it in damage and length. But it's a very good ability. Damage over time. Not much else to say about it. So your skill 3. Skill 3 is an install. So what it does, just off-road, it boosts your damage and it increases the range of your rush attack. So if you remember when I was talking about the rush attack here, you can shoot it over walls, but you're not really going to be able to reach most people unless you use your Dragon Enhance. Once you use your Dragon Enhance, your rush attack range is increased to an insane amount, and you would be able to hit them from pretty far away. After that, you also get some added damage to your other skills. And it is an insane amount of added damage. So your arcane shot gets an insane amount of damage added, and it gets burning added to it. The burning will do damage over time, and will allow you to penetrate walls, which is very, very good. But only with your God shoot, not your arcane shot. So, on added damage and penetrating walls, very, very good abilities, and the burning just does insane damage. So overall, this Dragon Enhance can help you like really out DPS someone. So it makes up for his lack of mobility because he can just do more DPS. And then like, let's say for example, you were to trigger your passive, and then you activate your Dragon Enhance, and then you get to use your God Shoot. It does insane damage. You don't have to like wait for it to fill because you just get to use it instantly or infinitely, and you're gonna most likely out DPS the person pursuing you. The downside to this ability is that it goes on cooldown immediately after using one of these two skills. Once you use one of these skills, then it goes on cooldown, and it has a pretty hefty cooldown. But they did just buff it. It does, so it's not like I think it's 13 seconds now instead of 17 seconds. So it's pretty decent. Your ultimate attack. It is one of only 2 global ultimates in the game. It does a lot of damage, and you can increase the damage. You can increase the damage once you activate your passive. So if your passive is triggered before, then you get even more damage with this, which is crazy because it already does a lot of damage without the passive. And that's basically it. It's just a big AoE with a lot of damage that can be deployed anywhere on the map. It doesn't take you to the spot, so you'll be teleported back to wherever you were before you use the ultimate. It's not showing it here, but basically, let's say you're standing on your tower and you decide to ult the enemy's tower because there's a big fight going on. After you trigger your ult, you'll be teleported back to your own tower. Alright, let's get into a match. Alright. We didn't get quite the rules that would help us, but it's fine. We're gonna play up top. I think he's good on both lanes, especially if you have like God Vegeta down low. That really helps him. but we have a baby, so I'm not looking to play with a baby as my tank down low while trying to show off the character. You should be using probably the Elder Kai. The Elder Kai really helps this character a lot, but I like the extra damage. I wish that the Elder Kai had a bigger AoE, but I understand why it doesn't. Alright, so as we can see, range is crazy. Hit from quite a ways away. And then we can even buff that with our skill 3. We're going to go ahead and get our skill 2 first, though. You can see that our passive meter is not going up from attacking NPCs. It's just because like it only goes up on attacking enemies. I get my skill 3 first. You can get your skill 1 first. It'd probably be better overall, but oh wow, they already got it. Oh, this is not a great first interaction. This might be just overall a really bad match. Wow, first bad match in any of my videos. I'm gonna go with Snowball. Once again, our technical wants us to push. What a surprise. That was bad. Alright, we need some XP. Maybe I should have gone down low with the baby. Live and learn. But as you can see, my skill 2, it is refilling instead of having like an actual cooldown. Man. Damn. This character benefits from being able to stay back, so you don't really want to be in the fight all that much. Like, you want to be in the fight, but you want to be fighting from mostly back away. Man just ulted on me. It's crazy. Yeah, we picked up, like, honestly the worst rules for this, but it's fine. Alright, oops, got that one. We got an assist. And we also got hammer. So now we can let the oob do that while we just take out the tower. Look at that. We turned this around already. I was over here complaining. Get some farm. So, you want to level up your God Shoot as much as possible, but next would be your Arcane Shot. Oh, they are down there. I'm gonna help this, Let the God shoot come back a little bit. We're not doing bad. Like, all things considered, we are not doing bad. We could be doing much worse. You want to go defense step or double dash on your last one. Look at the damage. Look at that. The Oob just gets to finish it off. We're just doing big stuff right now. Just go ahead and do a little bit of this. Alright. Nobody is helping us with this, so that's quite frustrating. But sometimes that is just the way of it. I'm just gonna ult it. I thought I saw maybe somebody coming up, and I really don't wanna risk, like... There we go. Yeah, he has a lot of range. He also benefits heavily from using PC controls, because PC controls like just allow you to use free cam a little bit easier than on console. As you can see, I have not been using free cam at all, but it's not like it's impossible to play him. I would say the only one where it like becomes like increasingly frustrating to play this character would be on mobile. But as you can see, like, I'm playing with a remote control, and I am doing just fine. You also probably noticed that my ultimate is on an insanely long cooldown. It's 2 minutes long for the cooldown of this character, which is just ridiculous. Alright. He's gonna try and... Yeah. You just keep her going, man. See what I mean by that ability? It's just like, ugh. But it's fine. Well, they may have gotten that, but like, it's fine. Oh, they got that too? That's so infuriating. It's fine. Everything worked out. This is probably not the best showing of this character, but I mean, we still win the game. Probably mostly to the fact that like half of this enemy team was pretty bad. But at least we could show this off. Just go ahead and... Yeah. Yeah, like I said, not the best showing, but you get the idea. You kind of want to use your skill 2 from far away. You kind of want to let other people be up in their face while you're just using your skill 2 from a long range, and then trying to hit your skill 1 as well. As you saw with that cooler who was pursuing me, when you use the skill 1, they can literally just walk forward and it will miss. So you want to make sure that you use that in better situations than I did. But we didn't die. We got a few assists. We did decent damage. Obviously, we were outshone by our Oob, but I mean, that's why Oob is the best DPS in the game. That being said, I did play pretty badly as well. But yeah, good character. Not super, I wouldn't say he's meta, but like he's definitely worth playing. Super high DPS, just low mobility, and very situational, depending on who you're going up against.